Hello, listeners, and we welcome you today to another episode of the Den Podcast of Season 2. And what we're talking about today is the presidential race. It's right around the corner here. The voting is right around the corner. We're just here to voice our opinions, drop a little facts while we're in there, and give our point of views on things, on how we believe. Keewan Newton is supporting Kamala Harris. And me, Brandon McBee, and Lewis Henderson, we are both supporting Donald Trump here. So we just want to further go into it by just saying on how personal identity influences our decision making and what we do for it, growing up in North Tulsa, and how that can dictate our viewpoints and other people's viewpoints on us in doing that.
So basically, growing up in North Tulsa, you see a lot of bad things. A lot of, you see and hear a lot of bad things. You see drugs, homeless people, gang members, things of that matter. Like properties, I guess, not being in the most best value. And people on the news hear people, oh, North Tulsa's so bad. There's just another shooting or homicide on East 36th Street North.
Yeah.
You hear that, you're like, well, dang, I'm in this community that just seems all bad and nobody really does anything great.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I feel like growing up, that's really not like a really great like place to be. I mean, it happens everywhere, but it's like when your side of town gets caught out about it, just makes you consciously aware of what happens.
Yeah.
And it's like it's very bad. And you're like, okay, well, how do I make a change? At that time, if you want to make a change, some people don't want to. They just like, oh well, that's life.
That's true.
But if you want to make a change, I think that you should vote for Donald Trump.
That's good. What I like to say on the influential of personal identity, where I come from, being a black young man in America and in North Tulsa in Oklahoma, it's kind of hard growing up a little bit. Knowing which candidate I should vote for. A lot of people believe I should vote for, Kamala, because of just the fact that, she's a black American young woman. So knowing that is everybody believe I should vote for her, but I match more with Donald Trump, and we'll see those results later on isidewith.com whenever I go over those results. But I match better with Donald Trump. That means we agree more on things. So now that I know that, it's just I know that now I need to go further into it and go further into some facts of knowing on who he really is and see what we really correspond with here and there. That's just how it can be.
When he say he agree with some things, that don't mean everything, because there are some very irrational things that Donald Trump talks about in his campaign, which is wow, why would anybody go with that? But some things that he talks about, if you listen to him, it makes sense, but it just really depends.
Yeah, and having faith in God and having faith in Him, plays a huge part in what you do, how you think, how you act. So having faith in God plays a huge role in your decision making, and it will also help you make better life decisions throughout your life, because many people seek guidance believing that God can provide wisdom and clarity in tough situations. So basically, don't never lose faith in God, and He'll always have your back.
Sure.
Kiwa, how has God helped you make decisions in your life?
I'm being totally honest. God, I don't know.
Let's keep it real.
Keep it real with Him.
Yep.
I really ain't took the steps to really connect with God, so I feel like that's something that need to be planned ahead.
Yeah. You got brothers and sisters here that can help you, mentors too. But that's good. What I like to add on to that is knowing your faith in the political world is a lot. It's some might even say it's corrupt. It's a lot, and a lot can go on with that. A lot of people can say they don't even want to vote sometimes because of the person that they could be voting for, because it could like mess up with their religion or their faith or whatever they believe. But my faith is like, you gotta just, you trust in God and you trust in Jesus. You trust the process. Whoever is voted is the right person for this time, regardless of what the outcome is, what's gonna happen. So it can be a difficult decisions though, and it can add a lot of controversial between a lot of people because of who you may vote for, and a lot of people like to bring that in and bring that up in conversations. So it's just hard to go into certain things and in certain work environments and places, knowing that you voted for a certain person and it could go against your religion or go against your faith or whatever you believe. So that could be hard, and not knowing what that could ever go into from.
All right, so I mean, Brandon, man, have you ever wondered what Donald Trump, like where he come from in his background ever
Facts.
before? You wonder what that is, man?
I really do. I want to. Do you got some information on that?
Man, I do got some
That's
information.
good.
Actually.
I really want to know.
So, man, Donald Trump, most people know, he was elected into office November 8th on 2016. He was also impeached from office in 2021, which I feel like it plays a major part why people may not want him in office. And also, he's a felon. So a lot of people, they don't want, why is a guy who's a felon leading me and try to be a president? He could just knock all the
Yeah.
it'd be like this thing of, well, he could just knock off all his charges and then nobody would care and whatnot. And then is that really democracy or justice? Some people would say. I don't know. But we've heard a lot about, like I said, we've heard a lot of horrible things about him. President Trump was born in June 1946 in Queens, New York. He went through the New York Military School and Wharton Academy of Finance.
Well, I didn't know that.
His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate agent, which is where he gets most of his money from, which is his father.
Yeah.
Trump took it over in 1971. Trump he's been around for a little bit. Took over and he expanded it to more projects such as casinos, resorts, golf courses, and etc.
Yeah.
As most of us know, President Trump, from his previous campaign terms, his main talking points was "Make America Great Again." We all know that. That's like his main slogan. We're gonna make America great again. That's what he says. But the way he says he's gonna do it, from his campaign site, which is from DonaldTrump.com, which is his platform, he says that he's going to put Republicans in every level of government, which is his mission.
Yeah.
His mission statement.
Yeah, I would. Well, what I hear a lot of people saying is they don't really understand what is like going to happen on if Donald Trump or Kamala gets elected. But it's like, we experienced 4 years with Trump, and we haven't experienced 4 years with Kamala. It's like, do we want to take that risk or do we not? Further going into that, it's like, I have little things about Kamala here. Her vice president is Governor Walz, and they're fighting for a new way forward that protects our fundamental freedoms, strengthens our democracy, and ensures every person has the opportunity to not just get by, but get ahead. And what she means by that is she's trying to help like that middle class to lower class area, to go in and, like small businesses, give them a push. I forgot I don't have the logistics and the numbers behind it, but give them a little sediment of money, kind of invest into them, kind of help them out. I really don't even know really too much on that, but all I know is she was a prosecutor, she was attorney general, she was a senator, and she's now the vice president of the United States. She always stood up for the people against predators, scammers, and powerful interests. She promises to be a president for all Americans, a president who unites us around our highest aspirations, and a president who always fights for the American people. From the courthouse to the White House, that's how it's been her whole life, her work life. And just knowing that,
so
is just
like, my question is, like, her being the vice president, how has she done that? Or like how like, do we have the logistics on how she has made a change?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't support Kamala. These are just the facts I got off her website. Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not. I know there's a lot of persuasive things, but I mean, Kiwan Newton here has, he's going for Kamala, so maybe he has something going on. Maybe you have something to say to add on
Me
to what you
personally,
think about.
I don't think it's a valid void
So,
choice. I don't think you should.
I feel
I don't
like-
think you should check her name on that ballot for real.
I feel like like the one saying that people always say, like, you always need to try something new. I feel like we need to try something new and give her a chance. You know, she's
But technically she's not new though.
she is new.
No, technically she's not. She's been in. She was
I
vice
don't
president
care.
for 4
I
years.
mean, she's been vice president. She's been in the Senate. You know, she's been attorney general. Like she's been almost like in almost every like level
of government.
of it.
Besides the highest one, the president, and she's gonna make history and be the first woman president. You know, let's go. Really give us black people a person to look up to instead of a Caucasian person being a president. You know?
How does her color play into how good of a leader she is for this country?
Said what?
How does her color of her skin play in how good of a leader she is for this country? Like that doesn't really say much because a white man could be better, even an
Nah,
Asian man.
Cause we know that she go have our back. Like, we know
But
she gonna have
that
the
sounds
people-
kind of selfish though. At the end of the day,
Well, what happens if she doesn't?
You said what?
What happens if she doesn't?
Well, this is gonna be a big letdown.
Big letdown. So, like, do you have anything that can back that up? Any websites or anything that can say that like she is supporting the black community, and but not just the black community, but like all the color community, like the Hispanics and all of those, are like they all getting supported, or well, what can you say on that?
I'm pretty sure on her website for her presidential run, I'm pretty sure it has facts on there.
Okay, I mean, I'm glad that you are going further for that. Are supporting her so well, and yeah, like you're backing up for her,
her point hasn't been proven why she's a good candidate. Honestly,
yeah. I really don't understand on what
It
people.
says Kamala Harris was raised in a middle-class family by a working mother who taught her to believe in the promise of America. So, her mother, Dr. Shamila Harris, saved for years to buy a home for her family.
What does her mother have to do with what she has for the
Let me
country?
get to that.
I just want
Finally achieving the dream when Kamala was a teenager. Her mother also taught her the value of hard work, bringing Kamala to her breast cancer research lab and showing her how to clean to test tubes as a child. Kamala worked a summer job at McDonald's while attending Howard University for her undergraduate degree. So
Why
what
is
I'm
it?
getting
Why
from
is this
that-
important? Like, why is this important? Like,
what I'm getting from that is that Kamala never had nothing like handed to her. Like she always had to work for something. So
I mean, besides on
I feel
test
like-
tubes.
So I feel like she like she will make America great again. Like she will make it like where ain't nothing handed to nobody. Like you will have to work hard.
so do you
work for what you get.
do you believe that she will have a certain point of view on the white community, or like will she treat them as equal as she treats the black?
I feel like she'll treat them equal. I feel like she'll
So
treat everybody equal.
what specifics do you like about Kamala? I want to know, because I hear a lot of people saying they want to vote for Kamala, but they really don't like where she's going. They just don't like Trump more, and it's like, what are we doing here? We
Pick the better poison.
we've been here with Trump before. Why there's no need to try something new, like you said, like Trump. He's been here before. We had a great economy with Trump. I know COVID-19 hit while he was president, but I mean, he did what he had to do to try to get that down as much as possible before Biden took over. So it's like, what's going on here? I mean, if you have nothing to add on to what I just said, I'm going. You do?
I feel like, well, I don't feel like I know Kamala Harris is more for the people than Trump. Because right here, also on her website, it says Kamala Harris believes in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. She knows that the prices are still too high, and as president, her top economic priority will be to continue lowering costs. She will go after greedy health insurance companies, make big pharmaceutical reduce their drug prices, take on corporate landlords to cap rent, unfair rents, and hold corporations accountable for the price gouging that racks up prices for American families. She'll also provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with a down payment on a new home. So I feel like, I don't feel like, I know she's gonna make it. She's gonna make it more easier on a person to succeed in life instead of Trump, making it bad on you.
I just want to say that Donald Trump, what he's doing and what he voiced during the presidential debate is that he will pass a massive tax cut for workers that includes no tax on tips. And that will be very great as everybody wants money. Everybody wants to work. And to know that you will be getting more in your pockets rather than going, to governments. A lot of people, a lot of people can benefit from this and benefit from that because not everybody is buying a house. Not everybody is going to go buy a house or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. That's very great. That's very good. But when that mortgage hit, is that 25 still gonna be there? Like, is that when that mortgage hit, or do I gotta come out my pocket with that?
It's gonna make it easier on the mortgage, and also it says that she'll strengthen Social Security and Medicare so that people can get the benefits they earned. So that's gonna help people out in the long run too.
All right, so saying all that, from his campaign from his administration when he was president, these are some of the things that he's done. Job claims hit a nearly 50-year low. Jobless claims hit nearly a 50-year low. Kamala, do you have
any facts to back that up, sir?
Oh, it's right. These are the facts.
Yeah, can you tell me?
The facts right here
what website?
The website's from TrumpWhiteHouse.archives.gov. That's how you know it's a.
Is that
it's a government
credible source?
It's a government corporation.
So, and also another thing that it says on here, because Kamala Harris, she says she supports the middle class family, but it says middle class families' income increased nearly 6,000, more than 5 times the gains during the entire previous administration, which is the Obama administration, which is a Democrat. So make it make sense. You like the Democrats is tearing down the country, if anything.
You cannot compare.
I can't compare, but you can't compare. No facts. You don't have no facts, Keelan.
You can't compare one Democrat to another. Every person is different. You can't do that, Lewis.
But a lot of them may have the same democratic view on how they should go about things.
We don't know that.
That's what I have on that. What I have to say on that. But with all of that being said, we can go into the I side with results, like I said about earlier, and we can see on how we took this test and the results that we got and why we got them. Now, I'm gonna read off everybody's results and what they got, and then we're gonna dive into it. So I got a 65% agreeing with Donald Trump. That means I agree with Donald Trump mostly, and that's the person I agree with the most, and everybody else is really low, but Donald Trump is really high. My colleague here, Lewis, he agreed with Donald Trump 62%. So he believes with a lot of what Donald Trump has to go about and what he has to say, and we believe in him the most.
And me myself, Marlene Williamson was my top candidate, and then right behind her with 2% less was Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah, but then my second was Chase Oliver, which Libertarian Party. He's the second on my list. So yeah.
Knowing all of these results and getting these, that's like what I said earlier. We were able to go and understand who we need to actually more pursue and see their more ideas and go deeper into it to see what they actually really stand for, rather than what we believe or what the news or what everybody else is saying, because it could be a distorted view rather than going straight to the source. But with watching the presidential debate, I believe I sided more with Trump on the presidential debate. Now, there's some things that I really don't side with, but there's some things that I strongly do. I side with him way more than I do with Kamala. Like, Kamala's far down my list, like far down. So it's like, these are the things that we just gonna do. We got people that we gonna support. If I was able to vote, it would be for Donald J. Trump. And knowing that, we got some little call to action, some things that you can do, some things that you can know. And my call to action is just simply like, if you ever wonder how you can vote without leaving the house or won't be able to make it to the actual ballots for election day, there's a thing called absentee voting, which is where they send you a letter and you will be able to vote and send the letter back. The only thing about this is you have to vote earlier than everybody else, so you have to make your decision way more faster, and rely on the facts that are then rather than the facts that can come out later on. Now, sometimes that you can make this happen and request absentee ballot is 5 p.m. the third Monday, 15 days prior to the election. Voted ballots must be received by the county election board no later than 7 p.m. on election night. And this is a little fact that I feel like everybody should know. So, on Title 26 of the Oklahoma statutes provides that any person who knowingly executes a false application for an absentee ballot shall be deemed guilty of a felony. Any person deemed guilty of a felony under provisions of Title 26 shall, upon conviction, be confined in the state penitentiary for not more than 5 years or fined not more than $50,000 or even both. So if you do absentee voting, I advise you to please do it the right way. Don't do it the wrong way, because, I mean, you can end up in a lot of debt, or you can even end up in jail, whatever. And it's not jail. This is prison, the state penitentiary, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. But if you can't make it, every vote matters. Every vote counts. So let's please be able to go and get your votes in.
Yeah, with my call to action is with election being a week and a half away, you should be visiting your local post offices, libraries, and you can also go to www.vote.org and go vote there, or you can go to I'm pretty sure everybody has a phone. You can get on Google and put your zip code and local places like that you can go vote, and it'll help you too. So you need to get on that, especially if you wanna make your community better.
Like my other colleagues are saying, those are great insights on how to vote, where you can go vote. Make sure to put them in so we can see who our next president's gonna be and our next officials in office. But just to let you know, on a realer note, there are other ways you can vote if you want to see like a more significant change inside of your community. Like you don't like a law, like for example, the abortion laws. That's like a great example. How Roe versus Wade was turned to be given to the power of the states. That right there is like a bill or like a policy you can vote for in an office just like this. Like when you see those ads on the news where they be like, oh, go vote for policy 762 or something like that, go look it up. And if you don't like that policy, then go to your local voting poll and vote for it. Or if you want to vote for a new mayor, you don't like what he's doing to the community, him or her, then go vote for the new mayor. And it's all around Tulsa. You don't have to just vote for the president. You can also vote for, governor of the state, your sheriff of the sheriff's office, even your police chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I would like to, Roe v. versus Wade is the abortion law, what's been passed. Usually it was originally just one state type of one law over all the states, but Trump he given power to the states to put those polls out to the side of wherever the state wants. So it's like the people get to decide on what the people want.
Which
it gives you a voice rather than it just being done by the House of Senate or the people the federal government that's up there that really don't get affected by it. Rather than you get to go make that decision yourself. So like he said, these laws are important. Some people don't like the laws that are being done. They want them to be differently, but you have a say so in these laws, like he said. So let's make sure that we go and we vote for these laws and we go to these places, because yes, We want a good president, but yes, the laws affect us immediately. So let's make sure that we vote the right laws and everything of that nature. And I just want to say that's Trump's view on it. He wants to give the people more power rather than it just being like, up in the federal government's like, decisions, because they're not really getting affected from this, but rather the people are being affected from this. The women are being affected from this. Like, houses are being changed because of this. So this is what we really want rather than being a federal viewpoint on everything. Do we have anything else to add onto this discussion?
Nope.
So we just want to thank y'all for listening and thank y'all for tuning in. I hope that we were able to give you some things and put things in your mind so you can think on if you even want to vote for Kamala or if you want to vote for Donald Trump. Whichever one you do, every vote matters. Everybody needs to vote. I just want to thank y'all for giving us the time and listening to us. This is the Den Podcast episode 2. We out. Brandon McBee.
My name is Keywan Newton.
Lewis Henderson.
The Den.